kabar Salsabila from smpn 3 Tangsel, and it is a pleasure to meet you all. I hope today is a good day. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to tell you a fairy tale story about Little Miss Perfect. One magical night, a mother created two symmetrical but different twins. The beauties were born, one Isabella and one Mirabel. Julieta, their mother, was happy she could see such daughters. Isabella had beautiful sharp eyes and an elegant dark skin tone. Her eyelashes were like cottons and her face is oh, what a beauty! Mirabel, her eyes are wide like moon. She had a round face and well, you can see the difference. As time passed, baby turns into child, child turns into teen. In Isabella's 16th birthday, everyone in the city loves her. Every time she passed by, she would get roses from boys, and Isabella thought roses are elegant, beautiful, popular, and perfect. Every day, each boy in town gave her roses more and more. She collected those roses in her room like those roses were her, just like her. Roses are beautiful yet mischievous. They create such beauty from only red. But it was like they're stuck at being perfect until they are gone. So is Isabella. Roses are a clear reflection of her. Each people treat her nicely like they expect more and more beauty. People always expect Isabella to be such a perfect creature to this world. She would light her with her smiles and charms. All her years, her mother even treated her as a little Miss Perfect like she is. Mother Julieta would take Isabella for an early morning walk with a charming smile on their face. She would show off Isabella to citizens and show what her beauty is. Isabella just smiled and waved. She accepted her true fate to be a perfect girl like everyone expects her to be. Once Isabella stared at poor kids playing with dirt. It looks so much fun, so she pulled her mother's sleeve and smiled. Mama, can I play with those kids? It seems so fun, Mama. She jumped up and down while her heart beat excitingly. Her mother kneeled and held her face. My beauty, is for your own good. That you don't play with such dirt. You need to be clean like I tell you every day. Isabella's smile turned upside down. She said with her first smile, okay, Mama. Julieta pats her head and continued talking to people showing off what Isabella can do. Isabella stared at the kids. They looked like they smiled without forcing it. It was supposed to be her. Isabella went home with her mother. She thinks she was like those roses. Her fate was stuck in a forest timeline. She let go of her mother's hand and asked slowly, Mama, is my life supposed to be this forced to be good? Isabella's eyes were already tearing. Her mother replied, Mi amor, I raised you to be beautiful as ever. Aren't you supposed to thank me? She laughed. It was true. Isabella was raised to be perfect, and she stuck in her perfect yet beautiful, cruel life. All this time she kept her chin up to be what everyone dreamed her. Mirabel looked at Isabella from the stairs, and she looked poorly to Isabella. Mirabel took back her steps and walked back to her room. She sat down on her bed with a frown. Mirabel's cat named Julia sat with her. Mirabel told Julia, it seems my sister's life is pretty good, but imagine someone actually forces you to be perfect. Julia licked his paws and he spoke to Mirabel. Mirabel, don't be such a fool. As her sister, you should help her. Mirabel was stunned of how can animal talk. She turned into Julia with a shocked face and backed down. Julia said, Please, don't be such a wuss. I'm the one who gave your sister a miracle she wants. Mirabel shouted and started to cover herself with a pillow, while Julia looked calm and still licking his paws. Mirabel got scared. She put down the pillow and hid behind her bed. How can you talk, and what do you mean by miracle? Julia looked to her and said with his low voice, At age 16, every night your sister would take a walk through the forest at night. I woke up to hear your sister's footsteps on my grass. She would sing all night and play with the butterflies I made for her. She danced and laughed all night like her true smile really shined. Then that's the time I gave her a miracle. The shining miracle chose her. She got close to the shining miracle and held it slowly in her hands. She smiled, and I made miracle flow through her without her knowing. My butterflies led her to a river, and Isabella touched the crystal water with her bare hands, and roses started to grow from her hands. She wasn't shocked, she was happy, and she jumped up and down. She started to run, realizing that herself is a rose. That's why I gave her the gift she wanted. Mirabelle frowned. Seriously, Julia, I've been here with you all the time, and you're the one who gave my twin a gift? All right, yes. Now it's your job to reveal her true colors in the miracle, Julia said calmly. Mirabelle shouted, What? No way! Julia asked. Don't want to help her? Mirabelle wanted to help her sister, but oh, when Isabella is in a bad mood, she will go all out on Mirabelle. She would start blaming her about everything, Mirabelle said. Deal. And Julia smiled, lifting his paw to shake her hand. But Mirabelle took her hand back and said with confidence, If I didn't fail to show Isabelle's true self, give me a miracle. Deal? Julia sighs and says, Yes, deal. You have one day, Mirabelle. One day. Mirabelle stopped behind the door and ran as fast as she could to Isabella's door. She knocked. Isa? Whoa! The door opened and vines dragged her in. Mirabelle opened her eyes, and Isabella's room was full with roses, bushes, and vines. Every side of her room was full of roses. It was shades of pink and red, and her bed was hanging on the ceiling. Isabella popped a flower in Mirabelle's mouth and said angrily, Shut it. Mirabelle spat out the flower and told Isabella, Look, you don't feel confident about all this? I'll be confident whenever I want, Isabella shouted angrily while little red roses grew over her head. She wiped it off and Mirabelle said, Wait, I know the one you always want is in your heart. Ugh, Julia is the one who gave you the miracle to show your true self, but now you are still a selfish, entitled princess, Mirabelle angrily shouted. Isabella turned back to Mirabelle and reflects. Selfish? You're saying that your cat can do magic and you're telling me that I'm selfish? I've been stuck being perfect my whole life and all you do is mess things up. Isabella shouted furious and Mirabelle answered annoyingly. Look, in my life, I was never a someone. People keep comparing me to the Little Miss Perfect when you are. But now you can still show your true self to everyone and even Mom. Ugh, can you stop strangling these vines on my waist? Isabella is no more furious at Mirabelle, even now she's not afraid to be crazy mad. Ugh, I've had it. Vines, drag her out now. Oh, also, I've never wanted to force my smile. I just had to do it. Everyone expect me to. I never wanted to show myself or wanting anything because I was doing it for the family. A cactus grew from the ground. Isabella, being her mad self, was shocked. She witnessed herself to grow rows and rows of roses through the miles. She touched the cactus and poof, the cactus got bigger. It wasn't symmetrical nor perfect, but it's beautiful and it's hers. This beautiful is unique and she never sees her life as a cactus. She never smiled. She never expected it to be a cactus. It isn't perfect like everybody would expect it to be. Isabella picked up the cactus and it got bigger every time she touches it. She looked down at the cactus like now it was the true reflection of her. Mirabelle frowned and started to stand up, looking confused to Isabella. Isabella buried Mirabelle with different shades of new blue and purple. Isabella was mesmerized what she just grew, while Mirabelle was just stunned and convinced. I'm still here. Hush, hush, Isabella pointed to Mirabelle. It was new colors. She didn't have to force them to be red. It was true, like the way she always wanted it to be. The blue isn't perfect, but it's beautiful. It's an unimaginable color. Dreamy and big, Isabella thought. What else can I do? Mirabelle struggles to get up. Wait, Isabella! Isabella then said, I always grow rows and rows of roses. By the miles, I make perfect and practiced poses. But so much hides behind my smile. And as she continued to grow exquisite flowers and trees, it was magical. Isabella smiled and danced between trees. She was distracted by the true beauty she made. New colors, trees, and more exquisite plants. Isabella ran and ran through trees. Mirabel tried to catch up with Isabella. Isa, wait! Mirabel stopped and looked at Isabella. Isabella smiled and danced through tall trees. It was her true smile, the true miracle. Mirabel jumped and hugged Isabella. Isn't this the true you? It is. I feel wonderful. I don't have to force them to be roses. I'm finally free. Isabella raised her arms and Mirabel excitedly said, Come on, let's see what else can you do. It's it. Thank you guys for listening to my story, and it's the end. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. And to be known, the moral of the story is no matter how perfect or bad you are, show your true self to everybody. Don't be scared. You are the true you inside. Bye. Thank you for listening.